Hello, everybody. Hello, hello. Happy Tuesday. It's your girl, Keita, keeping it real with Keita. I'm gonna give it a few minutes to welcome everybody in. Let everybody come in here first before I start. So happy Tuesday. It's another Tuesday. And while I'm waiting, I'm getting my content together. Just give me a second. Hopefully everybody's seen the title. Welcome in. When y'all come in, please hit the like button, share the video out, subscribe if you're not a subscriber. It won't be one of my long ones today. I don't think so. I have other things I got to do. I hate this glare on my glasses. Come on in, everybody. Come on in. I give it a few minutes. Just want to see if anybody is ready for Christmas. Have y'all started Christmas shopping? Are y'all done Christmas shopping? Y'all already Christmas shopped? Last minute gifts, whatever it may be. Well, I haven't. I haven't started shopping at all. I do plan on getting out this weekend doing a little something, hopefully. Lord's willing. Something on my screen. So, yep, I plan on getting out this weekend, doing a little shopping. I got a birthday next week. So, I'm going to do something for my birthday this weekend. My birthday's next Thursday, so I won't be really planning anything on my birthday. I'll probably still go out to eat on my birthday, maybe. I don't know. Um, but I do have a birthday coming up, and I'm going to do some things, treat myself this weekend. Got some little activities going on this weekend. And um, just pamper myself this weekend and probably do a little Christmas shopping. So, yep, I do have a birthday. My birthday is 6 days before Christmas. So I hope everybody had a great Tuesday. I'm waiting on my co-host to join today. We will not have Natalie today. She is a little busy. She's a little tied up, so we won't have her today. But I'm going to give it a few minutes, waiting on my co-host to come in, waiting on people to come in. Like I said, when you join, please hit the like button, share the video out, and subscribe if you're not a subscriber already. So, it's Tuesday. Normally Taco Tuesday. I'm not doing tacos. I had beef stew today. It's cold outside. So I got some beef stew. It was pretty good. Just eating on that. So when you come in, come on, just tell me what you got going on. How was your Tuesday? How's your Tuesday been so far? It's cold. It's getting cold again. Temperatures is dropping. You know how it is, how it's going. I feel like I'm so little. Come on in, everybody. Everybody Thanks for coming in. When you do come in, like I said, just hit the like button. Please hit the like button when you come into the studio. So today we're going to be talking about breaking news. They have caught the killer, that alleged killer that's supposed to shot the unalive the United Healthcare CEO. Um, so they caught him. I want to talk about that a little bit. It's breaking news on that, and then also talk about just using your kids as a come up, using your children for your come up or for your advantage. So we got some great topics tonight. Let's talk about this. If y'all could join in, we could go and get this talked about. I think Mr. Island is coming in now. Let's go and get him on in here. Hello, hello.
Hello. Sorry, let me turn this light so everybody can see me. Sorry for my tardiness. I'm happy to say I was having technical difficulties.
That's okay.
Trying to
It
get
happens.
phones in order.
How was your day today?
Actually, I had a great day today. I got a lot of rest yesterday, so today I had energy at work. Yeah.
That's good. That's good. Welcome in, Susanna.
Hey, Susanna. Thanks for joining us tonight.
Yep.
But yeah, I got plenty of rest. Easy day at work. Left early. Came home. Cooked up a nice little dinner. Enough for tomorrow for leftovers. I actually found a good deal on some lamb at Kroger.
Oh, really?
Lamb stew meat.
Okay.
And so I bought 2 little packs, and I did something different. I love vegetables. I've been on this cabbage kick because
Mm-hmm.
it's easy to fix. Throw it in a black iron skillet and mix it with stuff. But I make some add some carrots, the different color carrots like purple, orange, and all those yellow and stuff.
Yeah.
Took that, mixed it with the cabbage, some purple cabbage, some regular cabbage, some lamb meat, some onions. What else? Onions, lamb, some pepper blend, and some mushrooms.
Okay. That sounds really good.
And then I had some bad stuff on the side. I fried some fish, but
Well, fish is good for you. Probably not fried, but it's good for you. So,
you know.
yep. Okay, that sounds really good. I know. I was saying I had beef stew. I didn't cook it, but we had beef stew today, and it was pretty good. I like a lot of vegetables too. It have all the vegetables in there. They even put some broccoli in there this time, so it was different, but it was good. I most definitely have to try the lamb stew though. I didn't even know it came like that. But get some.
Yeah, shocked me. I seen a little, what's the little cell tag, that little, that orange or yellow cell tag stick out to you.
Mm-hmm.
I looked, you said lamb stew meat. I said, oh, I put that in the skillet, and we ain't got to put that in no stew.
Yeah,
We can
exactly.
saute that up. Oh, and I added potatoes to it,
Okay.
and I had
Yeah.
a sweet potato or candy yam. I don't know which one it was. Put some marshmallows on it, some brown sugar, and this little cinnamon toast sprinkle stuff I got. And what else I have? Yeah, and the fish. Yeah, that's what I had.
Okay. Yep. That
That
sounds really
looks
good.
good on you, by the way.
Huh?
That color looks good on you.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Mhm.
Thanks for coming in, Reality Checks. She said the tag and the name. Nice tag name,
Thank you, thank
Mr. Island.
you. I thought I'd throw that on there. I think I'm gonna add to Mr. Island moniker. I mean, why not?
Mm-hmm.
That's funny. That's good. How did your day go?
It was okay. It was all right. It was busy. I left for my lunch. I had a interview. I'm trying to get like a little part-time job. So I had an interview. I went to, came back. It wasn't too bad. So
Okay.
I did work over. So that pretty much made up my little time that I took out for my lunch. So, yeah. But
Was
other
it
than that,
challenging?
as always, as always. Mm-hmm.
Challenging work? I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Yeah.
You know,
Most definitely challenging.
I think your coworkers say you make it look easy.
Ah, can. Not everybody. Like I told the lady today, it's not for the weak. You cannot be weak trying to do this job.
Mhm. But you know
So,
what? Those are the best jobs. They challenge
mm-hmm,
you every day. If you,
mm-hmm,
in my personal opinion, if you have a job that just becomes monotonous and there's no challenge to it and it's just too easy, it's like anything in life. You're not gonna stay there long.
right. Yeah. Yeah. Sometimes it's good to have a little challenge. So,
Hmm.
most definitely. Alrighty. So, I already said what we're going to be talking about today, about the United Healthcare. They found the manhunt is over. They found the guy who unalive Brian Thompson, who was the CEO of the United Healthcare. Did you get to do a little bit of research on it?
I did. I got notes and all.
Okay, I do too. I found some stuff. It was actually alive that I was looking at the time. So thank you, Reality Checks. Thank you so much. So I did find some stuff. I was researching in the midst of it. So Natalie, she said she's not gonna be able to make it today. She had some good input, but she was like she ain't gonna be able to make it because she had some other stuff going on right now. So,
So Auntie, I'm sad. I'm,
hmm
I'm crying. Right here.
that's I told her. I said, okay, I'll let you go and handle your business, but it's all right. It's okay. She had great input though.
I love me some Auntie.
hmm So, Luigi Megoni, he was 26. Um, They found him, they caught him in Pennsylvania, um, and they end up taking him back, I guess, extraditing him back to New York for his arrest. He got arrested down in Pennsylvania, though. Um, his family, what I got so far was he was arrested yesterday morning off of this. I think one of the officers, I didn't get the officer name though, who I know they said he's been dealing with this case for like 6 months. So I'm wondering, like, was it something that took place beforehand, before that we didn't know nothing about, or for him to be involved in this case a little bit longer than what it was? Um, his family, when they found out it was him, they were shocked. They sent apologies and prayers to the Thompson family. Just letting them know that they're sorry for this. And I guess they couldn't even realize that that this was something that he set out to do. Um, they said they found a handwritten note that hold on, I'm trying to see, that they found, that they said that he made a statement saying these parasites had it coming and he wasn't working with anyone on this as well. So that kind of puts you like to say, I'm not going to say he's really guilty, but most definitely a suspect on what he's saying. I mean, I guess he was denied bail in Pennsylvania. I know that he does have a lawyer, Thomas Dickey, and he is saying that he feels like he is innocent, basically, in a stance. So he is pleading not guilty, I guess. So what news you have on it?
We have similar notes actually. So I didn't get the about the 6 months thing. I didn't see that.
Mm-hmm.
I got the note. I did see that they say he was likely killed with a ghost gun, which if people don't know, it's very popular in the US because you can't
Yeah.
trace them. They don't have serial numbers. You can order parts from anywhere in the world and put them together yourself, which
Mm-hmm.
if you're
Yeah.
a gun enthusiast, it's not hard to put together a gun, especially actually an assault rifle.
Right.
Um, his initial charge, though, this is what took me by surprise. And I understand because, to charge him with the murder, they have to have the evidence that he committed the murder or attempted
Mm-hmm.
or whatever. But his initial charge is forgery, possession of an unlicensed firearm, forgery, and false identification of police. And the fact that I didn't hear about that a lot publicly, it was like they just want you to focus on we got the guy. Which
Yeah.
that stands out to me. You know,
Yeah.
it's easy to say, hey, this happened, let's close the case out, because they always want to just end it and get high profile stuff like that. You never hear a lot of information shared other than what they
Mm-hmm.
want you to hear. And then
Yeah.
usually in the federal court, there's not allowed cameras or anything.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I don't want to keep going forward. I do want to go back to my notes, but that kind of bothered me. They spoke about those charges. He waived his own extradition. They denied him bail. They said he was too dangerous. Like I said, he was born to an affluent family. His grandfather was a real estate developer and a philanthropist. Now what they're not talking about is that I've seen he was a valedictorian to his prep school.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and his undergrad was in computer science.
Yeah.
So he's not like some crackpot crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, and when you in the world of the wealthy, they know who's who. They know the stuff that we don't know that's coming down the pipeline.
Mm-hmm.
Because see, when I started reading up on this, I was like, my mind always thinks out the box. This man went from living in Waikiki, just 2 years ago, living his best life. Everybody's considering him a great guy, and nobody's seen that he would commit this crime.
Yeah.
So, and believe it or not, I did say this to myself, because it made me think about Versace, the guy who did Giovanni, whatever his name was, Giovanni Versace. How do we know it wasn't a lover?
Right.
Could be a lover. But for all these people to say he was this, he's a smart guy, valedictorian, no mental illness. They haven't said nothing about mental illness that I've heard of. And he just often does this, and he's part of the wealthy elite. His family is. To me, is a lot of something that they're not saying. That's just my opinion.
Yeah.
I mean, to him to just say these bloodsuckers are getting what they want, he might know some stuff we don't know, and he might be right. I had a coworker, whether that's true or false, he said that the reason the guy shot him is he had an AI robot that he got rid of some workers and told the AI to get rid of cancel out. It ended up canceling out 91% of people's healthcare insurance, and people died and things like that. Don't know if that's true. Ain't looked into that. That was just something a coworker told me today. And I'm saying all this to say, and I'm sorry if I was drawn out. I'm saying all this to say, when I read what I read about this gentleman, and I just did this research just now, it don't sound like no Unabomber type guy.
No, it really don't. I mean, because I even seen statements from like a friend and people, ex-classmates, and they were like, this didn't seem like him, something that he would do. I know one of his friends was saying he had a surgery back in, I want to say 2022. He had a back surgery, but you know how you just have general conversation about insurance or whatever, but they said it was never nothing that stuck out to make it seem like, okay, I'm a do an assassination. So which also shocked me, when I seen that. So yeah, so it's I believe it's more behind the story than what they're actually saying.
Real quick, you said he sat down with his friends about his surgery, and they talked about insurance, but nothing stuck out. Did I hear you correctly?
Yeah, he said he wasn't passionate about like, oh, I can't stand them. He wasn't passionate behind it. He was just like, everybody have their issues with insurance, whatever may have happened, if it was approved, if it wasn't approved, or whatever. But he never said anything else beyond that. Like, I want to do this, or I'm going to do this, or anything. He never said any of that. It's just probably general conversation. Like,
Well, that's what I'm getting at. I'm getting more to his mentality, because if you come from a family of affluence and wealth, you don't care about insurance.
yeah,
I mean, you might be like, oh, it's too high, it's 26,000, but you got it. So for a casual conversation with him, he wouldn't think of it like that. But after this happened, people gonna try to find any little thing they can say, oh, he said this. That really was right. And that leads me to more believe that this is something else more than what it is.
yeah. Yeah, and that's what sticks out to me. It have to be more than what it is, because I know how insurances are, and I was kind of shocked when, especially with United Healthcare. Maybe here in Indiana is different than other places. I'll put it that way, because with me doing authorizations and have to get authorizations for the patients, they never really deny a case. United Healthcare is the best with customer service, whatever. They are the best. Now, other insurances, I'm not about to green name them. They give you a headache. You don't want to deal with them, and they just deny stuff for silly reasons. You got to prove medical necessary. If I'm getting something done with my heart, that's necessary. So I think it just all just depends. My little light went out. It got dark in here, so I hope I can see. Um, so yeah, so it's most definitely necessary. I hope they have more information coming up about this case with him, because I want to know. I want to dig deeper and find out the reason behind why he made that decision he did.
I got a question for you.
Turn that light off, because I don't know what happened to it.
I got a question for you.
The light. Turn it off.
Because the first thing I seen was the video of him shooting a guy maybe a day or two later on Facebook, right?
Mm-hmm.
One or the other. And I would love to go into my conspiracy realist mind state and just go left field with it, but we don't have time for that. But the way he walked up and shot that man,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, silencer and all. I mean, I can't just say this is over some, just he ain't like, we see movies, we can easily say, oh, they just saying that he seems like a real assassin and and he's the fall guy. To be honest, the way everything's playing out, it does seem like that. Like, like I have went to the gun range. I'm not gonna say I go because I don't practice right now. I know proper stance and everything like that. Am I right? No. Have I been to the military? No. But that man walked up. I mean, he walked up, stopped, boom, boom, and walked.
Yeah.
If you go watch The Godfather, one of my favorite movies, I don't count all three as one. They told Michael Corleone, when you shoot him, walk off. They told him that because it makes it doesn't put the people more so in fear. They forget your face rather than remember your face. It's a mental thing. But the guy, it wasn't really a lot of people around.
Right. It wasn't. It was early in the morning, 6 o'clock in the morning.
So I mean, again, whether it's a lover thing, I just don't believe that. And I don't believe the media anyway. But I truly don't believe it's not what they're telling us. I mean, and then they catch him a couple days later, all this type of stuff. It's just, what was it? What was it? How everybody joked about how they couldn't catch Bin Laden, but they can catch Pookie and them Ray Ray in the projects with nobody, like it's funny how when it's convenient, the quote unquote feds get who they want.
Yeah, exactly.
When they came to Diddy house, which I'm not going to stay too long on this, I promise. The feds weren't even the ones arresting nobody. They were just there to observe Homeland Security raids.
Yeah.
So, I mean, what were the feds there for? My point is, the feds, when they do stuff, they watch for a period of time and get their information. I don't know of no situation other than movies where the feds all of a sudden, oh, even with Ted Krasinski, it took them a minute to find that dude.
Yeah.
I only found him because a brother told on him, remember?
Yeah.
They didn't know they didn't know nothing. And when they was putting anthrax in letters, they didn't know who was doing that.
They sure did. It took a long time to find that.
A long time. So how is it? I mean, we've seen the same videotape they got, right? Even if they had different angles, they're not showing that.
Yeah.
You can see who it is. Well, how in a couple of days you find somebody at McDonald's with all this stuff on him all of a sudden, and he could be who he is and just mad at healthcare because of whatever reason. But maybe his family, just like they quote unquote the De Leon did thing, maybe his family has something to do with it. You just don't know. It just to me seems it's just a little too convenient.
Yeah.
It's just too convenient.
Reality Check says she heard someone recognize him and turned him in. I was about to agree, say it had to be someone close. I mean, because from the picture, if you know him, you would be like, hey, that's such and such.
Thank Miss Reality. I didn't know that. Thank you.
So even like you said, if he was at the McDonald's and somebody recognized him, they were good at it if they recognized him from that McDonald's and was like, hey, that's the guy, because he was covered up pretty much on the video where you only seen like half of him. You seen this part of his face, but it was only half. So
how we know they ain't blackmail that person or give him some money?
Yeah. And like you said, I think it's way more behind it because he knew the man's every move. He knew he was coming there. He knew when to sit up there and catch him out. He knew all that. He was there a week prior to already there setting up whatever he was going to set up. So, yeah, it's most definitely more to the story. We might not hear the actual truth. I'm still trying to figure out what he was screaming when he got out. The police said They said it.
These bloodsuckers. I was gonna write it down. Because I had to keep reading. it. And these bloodsuckers, they deserve what they got. Something, but it was something to that extent.
Yeah, it was. Because they were saying he was, screaming when he got out. I don't even think I wrote it down either.
Because they didn't, what I read, they didn't say entirely what he said. They only gave you a little bit to bait off of.
Yeah.
But I did want to share this real quick. I wrote some information. I was gathering information about the guy who got killed. And one thing that stuck out to me that I did wrote out that I wanted to speak on was he was on the commission board from 2013 to 2015 for defeating AIDS and advancing global health.
Okay, you talking about the CEO?
Yeah, the CEO.
Okay, Brian Thompson.
And that sparked interest with me because he's been a part of a lot of things. And like I said, these wealthy families know each other. And evidently this guy, is he a hero? Is he a villain? This is what I was wondering.
And that's what I heard too. They were saying, some people were saying he was a hero. And I can't say yet. I can't say if he's a villain or if he was a hero. I mean, I can't speak on that yet to say which one he actually was.
I don't know. I don't have enough info, but I will say this. The hero is always painted as a villain in America. Yeah. Fred Hampton, Martin Luther King, Malcolm X. What's the poet's name? Is it Giovanni? Heck, even what's her name? I'll Rise, or what's that black lady name? Well, anyway, in America, the hero is always painted as a villain because they're a hero because they're going against the norm. They're going against
they're going against it, right?
What is what am I? Establishment. They're going against the establishment. So I think that's up for a personal type opinion thing to decide that, because we can't go by public demand. But I tell you what, as a person who got to pay health insurance for his kids and for him, I don't want to sound morbid or nothing, but shoot, I mean, you know, the way they robbing people.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
they keeping people purposely sick. I mean, I'm not saying it's okay to kill the man, but he makes some decisions that keep me broke and keep people sick.
But you know, we was just having that conversation earlier today. Oh, Maya
Maya
Angelou.
Angelou. Yep, there you
Yeah.
go.
We were just talking about that earlier today. You know, just talking about how health insurances, and even in the medical field, even with doctors, they just out here just to make money. It's all a money game instead of finding the source, finding ways to actually heal you. They rather give you medicine because it's a money market. It's all about money and how much you could get behind it. So we were just talking about that earlier today.
Trigger
Um,
alert.
yeah, you know, especially like when it comes to being a diabetic and you try to do research, then people like, oh, I got information, but you got to pay for it for me to give you this information. And it's better just to do your own research and to find out what's actually better for you, because a lot of people won't speak on it and they rather, oh, well, take this medicine that you got to be on for the rest of your life. And it's an arm and leg, and a lot of insurances don't want to cover it, especially by it being a, you know, for a diabetic, that type of medication, but they don't want to cover it, or it's an arm and leg to even get it. So we was just talking about that, but it's all about money at the end of the day.
Any country, you see, I said trigger alert. All I'm gonna say is Dr. Sebi, Sebi.
Dr. Sabi. Hmm.
Any man that can win a court case with the Supreme Court
Hmm.
proving that he healed dang near everything that's vital to America that's deadly. I must word it like that because y'all know his story.
Hmm.
And they killed a man.
Yeah.
Flat out. Then imprisoned
Hmm.
his son. And not only him, a lot of people that I don't know of, let me say like, I don't know that a lot of people know this either, that even before after Dr. Sebi came out, other herbalists worldwide came up dead.
Hmm. Yeah, because it's a female on TikTok that I see a lot,
The
and
the Jamaican lady or African lady, or is she got no? Is she got dreads? Or no,
mm-mm,
no, she's
she looks
American.
white. She looks white. What is her name?
Older,
I
she
see.
got silver hair. Older white lady with silver.
Yeah, yeah.
Yep.
And
What you talking about?
ain't she locked up? They got her locked up
They got
behind.
her locked
So
up too.
it's like anybody that's trying to promote regular healing, they don't want that, and they don't. They rather keep us sick and
And,
just to make the money.
man, the rabbit hole is getting deep right now. It's and I hate to say it, they're only making money and power because our choice for our choice of our choice to choose to be ignorant.
Hmm.
Reason I say that is simple analogy. We know if we take too much Tylenol to get rid of a headache, it kills us. It kills us.
Yeah.
We know what Tylenol actually does. All Tylenol does is open up the blood vessels. It doesn't relieve any pain or anything. The pain gets relieved because you have more blood flow, which increases the oxygen and all the nutrients that you need anyway. But water does the same thing. We know this.
That's it.
But we are Barbara
O'Neill.
Barbara O'Neill.
Yep, that's her.
We choose the easy way out of things.
Mm-hmm.
As human beings, we don't like it rough. We don't like it tough.
Yeah.
Women
And
rather get
you want to go. We want it quick.
quick,
So
instantaneous.
if I could get this pain stopping, then let me go on and do this real quick.
I was speaking about this with my 80-year-old auntie one day. We was on the porch, and she was like, "I can't stand drugs." Old woman from Mississippi. been living up here since her 20s. Call everything dope and everything whiskey, this alcohol. And I was telling her how my opinion about drug dealers has changed, because what's the difference between a drug dealer on the street and a drug dealer as your doctor? On difference is the doctor is told that what he's doing.
They license.
That's it. But the drugs he's giving you actually kill you.
Mm-hmm.
You don't believe me? Something simple. Look up amlodipine. Look up blood pressure medicine.
Yeah.
The drugs they give you actually kill you. They don't solve the problem. They mask it. That's a fact. The chemicals that they use, if you don't believe me, most drugs use garlic and opium as a base for all the drug, most pain pills, anything. A lot of these pills out here, those are the two base ingredients. But you are told it's okay to use those, and you get hooked on whatever. So what's the difference between somebody choosing to do cocaine or marijuana or anything? And by law, by federal law, marijuana is still, ever since the 50s, classified the same as heroin and cocaine. Mm-hmm. My point is saying all that is, like I had to tell her, I said, you have to change your perspective, Auntie. You have to, because the only reason you say it's okay is because they told you it's okay. But God gave you everything on this earth to heal your body. All you got to do is do your research and look it up and do it. Mm-hmm. You don't need a laxative to go to the restroom. Yeah. I'll tell you something easy that you enjoy. A bowl of chili. Mm-hmm. With no meat, just beans. Like chili's supposed to be made with just beans. It's fiber. Yeah. Natural, it's fiber. You don't need no laxative. A laxative will get your body addicted to it and make it harder, and you have to take more. Mm-hmm. I digress by saying this. We choose to be ignorant and we choose to be lazy. That's how they stay in power, and that's how they stay rich, and that's what they lean on.
That's true. And it's like you said, it's research and trying to learn something, and people don't have time for that. Especially if you want healing and it's something. I done heard plenty of stories where people they were diagnosed with cancer and they don't went away, and they just eating straight fruits or whatever it may be, and they were cured from the cancer. That they try to sit up and tell people how.
Before Left Eye, see, Left Eye, it was some other stars who went to Dr. Sebi first. Mm-hmm. Left Eye just got famous because she died. Yeah. But it was some people, he would have already been treated. I can't remember who it was. It was some famous people. But anyway, like you said, it's just quick, it's fast. We talk, whatever. We see in movies all the time, people break a bone, they said it, they don't go to the hospital. Mm-hmm. You just got to keep it from being affected. Yeah. Like, it's just sad because, and I'm guilty too. I take blood pressure medicine. I hate taking pills and stuff, headaches and stuff like that. I drink my water, get some sleep, whatever. But I take blood pressure medicine. I take supplements. Even the things that are supposed to help us, they hurt us if you put them together with the wrong stuff. Even
it does.
So I'm no different from y'all. But all I'm saying is, it's us that keeps them doing what they're doing. If everybody start eating sea moss, which is cheaper than your medication that you get through your insurance and insurance guy, they wouldn't be in business. They wouldn't have no money. Yeah. Yeah. Just everybody do the research and start doing their own stuff. They won't have it either. Because I think it's a good thing to just try to come up with something natural. And I'm not sure I did follow Dr. Sebi. I think when I first got on Instagram, I seen a lot of his stuff about the stuff that he did. But like you said, he's gone. So I'm quite sure they got some of his research as well. Oh, they said it. His family tried to sue and everything. When they went and arrested him, they got, let's be honest, they probably didn't get literally everything. But they got over 90%. Like, they got almost everything he had, and they ain't let it out. They ain't letting the public see it. So all these books and stuff you see with Dr. Sebi, I wouldn't buy it. Not only because he's dead, I wouldn't know what he actually authored. Mm-hmm. And to be truthfully honest, with it being the pharmaceutical industry, we can't even believe what we Google about a book or something that he might have wrote. You can't. There's too much money involved. So, but they took all his stuff.
Yeah, that's true. Most definitely true. So even with Barbara O'Neill by her being locked up. I'm quite sure they got her stuff too, because she's pretty good. I was saving some of her stuff. I was like, this makes sense. Like, let's go on and try this. Because she came out with a lot of great things, and they hate that. They hate that. And I feel like that's another reason why they really trying to ban TikTok, because it is information out there and people are getting this information and they don't want us to have it.
They can't filter it either. It's
Yeah.
instantaneous.
Yeah.
You can load it up and it's there.
Mm-hmm.
Load up the castor oil and the baking soda. Boy.
Yeah.
But shoot, you can't. Who making the castor oil now? Who making the baking soda? Because you can't even take Bragg's apple cider now.
Are they against that too now?
Bill Gates and what's Orlando Bloom and his wife co-own it with Bill Gates. Bill Gates owns the apples and they own Bragg's, and they get the apples from Bill Gates. Look it up. Can't even do Bragg's no more with the mothers. You can't do it.
Mm-hmm.
It's Bill Gates apples, scientifically grown. That's how he does his stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Katy Perry. Yep. Katy Perry.
Oh.
We already know how she get down.
Oh my goodness. That's why I said, oh Lord.
Katy Perry and Orlando Bloom. They brought Bragg's and they get their apples from Bill Gates. Thank you, Miss Reality Checks In. You all right with me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I'm gonna say this. It bothers me how it don't even matter if you're a person that researches or not, but your common sense kick in when, like, Dr. Sebi says something like, it's not H2O, it's H3O, and da-da-da. When you actually just think about what he's saying, whoever you are, even if you just got a little bit of knowledge about photosynthesis or whatever with plants and fruits, when he says, you go, well, dang, that sounds right. Oh, that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
But you taught this even in school, but you just...
I was about to say that. You taught that in school.
Taught it in school. Stepping out in the sun, getting sunlight, connecting with the earth. When you start actually hearing it, even before you research, you're like, well, that makes sense. But we are so conditioned to just think into this program and think about what we were told our entire life. The 4 food groups ain't real.
Yeah.
Like, it's just crazy. But then after you, man, I can go on for days. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm just having a moment. When those movies, what are they called? Hidden Colors first came out. You could not come over my house. I did not watch TV. I did not even use a microwave. You had to eat your food when it's hot or heat it up and over. When you came over my house, I shown documentaries. Not just Hidden Colors. That's all I shown. I'm bringing this up for a reason, I promise. But I told myself one day, if I'm not going to act on the things that I'm pushing out here, because what I learned is a lot of people, somebody, I'm a word like this, somebody close to me, the world that they knew I was taking away from them because they were believing in me. And so it was shattering everything they knew. And they weren't allowing themselves to replace it. Now, later on, they came back and said, you was right about some things. But I learned that basically, if I'm not about to act on it, it's okay to share the information, but don't push the information. Like, don't do because that's what I was doing. I'm like, y'all don't know this. Y'all trust me, believe this. But then I'm not acting on it. Like Tupac acted on it. So what I told myself is I said, let me focus on teaching and educating mine and then growing from there.
Yeah.
But just like Dr. Sebi, just like all these herbalists, just like I said, when it triggers in your mind and you, man, that makes a lot of sense. You go down a rabbit hole with that. And if you can pull somebody in to help you on it while you're learning, do it that way, but I did the beat people's head in. If you're not living it, I swear people ain't gonna believe you nowadays, especially this younger generation. And I can't knock them, I can't fault them because it's all we know. But then if you talk to the older generation, like my grandfather died in 97. He told me, and hear me out, y'all, and I promise I'll be done. Let's keep it talking. He said they used to drink turpentine when they got sick. Just sick. Now, if you know what turpentine is, it's paint remover.
Yeah.
It's paint remover. They drank it because it was more natural. They could drink it and do what it do. Vicks back in the day, take a spoonful of Vicks. Before the castor oil was Vicks.
Yeah.
You do any of that right now, I guarantee you won't go to work tomorrow.
Yeah.
Turpentine will probably kill you.
It will exactly. Exactly.
So between what they've done to our genes, whether natural or chemical based or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
that tells you right there. Like, come on, like I said, my grandfather just died last December 27th. So just feel
Mm-hmm.
like he was 97, y'all. So just think from those 97 years, how much has changed us as human beings, physiology and genetics, to
Yeah.
where we can't do the same thing they was doing.
Mm-hmm.
And we know our food ain't even natural like theirs was. He said
Right.
when he moved, he was born in the Great Depression. When he moved to Indianapolis, he said they was growing corn in the front yard and backyard.
Mm-hmm.
We can't even do it. People talk about gardening. You can garden all you want, but it's the soil and the water you gardening in healthy.
Right.
Our water comes from White River. No matter where you dig it in Indianapolis, it's White River. You think your water healthy? Is the rainwater healthy? I digress. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That triggered me. It's like I did it. I swear. When I start opening my eyes back then, when I started watching those DVDs, I always watched documentaries and stuff growing up. And I used to just beat people's head. And like I said, anybody come over my house, you think you come over, play spades, have a drink, listen. Nah, you watch the documentary in my crib. Yeah. Everybody knew. I've been like that since I was a kid. I used to watch Animal Planet, all that. I'm a nerd. I'm deep down, as they call, quote unquote. I'm from the hood, but I'm a nerd. Rode the skateboard and all.
Mm-hmm.
But you come to my house, you was watching documentary. Wasn't no watching Medea plays.
Right.
My first 2 years of marriage, that's what it was. And people came. We had
Yeah.
nice house parties. But I had to learn that I had a child, I got a friend from 8th grade who's my brother. I showed him a hidden cover. Man, that can't be true, man. Nah, man, we didn't know about that. That can't be. I'm like, you can't even see the simple, the common sense stuff. I'm not even saying people got to believe deeply into anything.
Right. Right.
Again, Tylenol versus water.
Mm-hmm.
Always water. Common sense, like you know what Tylenol does. If you don't, you can look it up. Water does the same thing. And all your body is doing when it has a headache is it's dehydrated. It's harder for the blood to push through the blood vessels and the veins because they're constricted because they don't have the lubricant to make help the blood flow.
Mm-hmm.
But I ain't got no doctor, no medicine, but I know that much.
Yeah.
I digress.
Yeah. Half of them pretty much don't even know what's the cause of it. You go in there and tell them your symptoms, they want to say it's something else. So it just depends. Or maybe it's this, or take this, take that. Because now they trying to say you can't take ibuprofen. So it's just like,
Has it ever bothered anybody? I just thought about when you said that. When you go to the doctor and they say we don't know.
mm-hmm.
Now think about if you sitting at home and your stomach start hurting, you can go through what you ate, how your body react to what you eat. I'm lactose intolerant. I had beans last night. I had ice cream last night. I had a bowl of cereal before I went to sleep, and my stomach was on fire all day at work.
Yeah.
Yo, I'm not trying to be too nasty, but let's just hypothetically say I went to the doctor and just told him, man, my stomach hurt. I got diarrhea or something. I don't know what's going on. It's burning my stomach. Front of my stomach like it's burning. Well, we're going to run some tests. Well, Mr. Allen, we don't know what's going on. But I bet you I can tell you.
Yeah.
I just told you. But I'm not thinking about what could be causing it from the triggers, the milk being like. I'm just hypothetically saying if I went and did that.
Yeah, exactly.
Does it not bother you anytime you watch a movie or you go to the doctor and they say, we don't know? You're the doctor. You ran tests already. If those tests didn't work, run another test. You got my blood, you got my urine, you got my what? What you need, fecal matter? But y'all don't know what's wrong with me?
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
That's true. That's true. Okay, well, let's go on and move on to our next topic. Using your children for your come up or for your advantage. Using your children, exploiting your children. I look at it as, it was 3 different ways. Exploiting your children, talents, abilities, or image to gain personal advantage, such as fame, money, social status, which is all unethical and harmful to the child's well-being. So, um, you got my DNA. Laugh out loud. Just kidding. You see that?
Mm-hmm. Oh, I laughed. I was letting you read. I wasn't about to interrupt. Oh shoot.
So, just using your children for a come up. Um, I would say you see it a lot in the entertainment world. You see that a whole lot. Sports and stuff. I really can't say. I know I see a lot of parents that push their children, especially when it comes to sports, to get the scholarship that they need to get them to school or to, make sure that they make it. I'm not actually saying that they using that for their own advantage or their own come up, but um, it's out here and it is real using your kids for that type of advantage. What you think?
When you first told me that, I didn't want to think into it too much, and I wanted to just be, we talk about it and I trigger and I go off my cuff. But as you was just talking now, I started thinking deep, like I do my overthinking. And I'm gonna be honest with you, we all do it. It's a matter of what level or how you perceive it. I'm gonna give you a small example. I was a kid in the 80s who mama would call me out to dance on the dance floor with her friends and everything. Technically, she's exploiting me to have fun with her friends and show she's having a good time and her son can dance. She's exploiting me. It's technically what it is. I myself, not gonna lie, have a young lady in my life who I've been talking to about 5 years. Used to work with 6 years, and she's 6'2", big hands, big feet, very voluptuous. And not gonna lie, I want to have a baby just for her genetics. I'm 6'2", 240, 250. Tall my whole life, and I didn't play sports.
Mm-hmm.
I heard Chad Johnson say he did used to look at women at their physical build because he wanted athletes as kids. When we raise our kids, we want them to be smart and everything, and have the best life they can have. But all cultures want their children to do better the family and do better for the family, whether it's generational wealth to take care of the parent or whatever. Technically, however you want to look at it, that is exploiting your child. Yes, you want it for your child. Yes, you build them up, but at the same time, once that child hits 18, they're supposed to live for them.
Yeah.
We're talking technical, and that means leaving moral out. But we all do it to some degree. We all do it. My thing is, if you forsake the child, I feel it's bad.
Yeah.
Best example, I love to use it. Michael Jackson. That boy grew up a Jehovah's Witness.
Mm-hmm.
He was basically, from what we know, what we've been told, beat to do what he did as a child, of singing and dancing. Did have a love for it, so maybe that was his daddy's way of curtailing it. But he was singing in strip clubs at the age of 6, 7, and 8, going against his whole religion, morphing his mind.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But his father exploited his talents to better the family. Now, the thing is, you have to ask yourself, because opinions are like buttholes. Everybody got them and they all stink. Right or wrong, in my opinion, I tell people, I have a saying, right or wrong is opinionated. There's a person who, like me, was very understanding. I could look at what his father said and figure out ways that it was the normalcy of the time.
Yeah.
I could look at it as a father and say he did what he felt like he had to do to sacrifice for the betterment of his family. Now look at his family for generations now. All his brothers and sisters got money. The family's all paid. So was his father a bad man?
I think it was both. I mean, at the end of the day, the kids, they did what they had to. I think it was more out of fear, and a lot of them didn't like what he made them do at the end of the day. But yeah, did they got a gain out of it because they all had money. They all made it successful. But at the end of the day, it still harmed them. And they have issues behind that.
Let me ask you this. Don't we all as kids and parents? Just touching on them real quick. They love to sing. They ain't stopped singing because he beat them. Us parents, us kids from the 80s and late 70s, latchkey kids, parents party. A lot of us picked up our same parents' habits because we love what our parents did. Because we were shown, we were exposed to it. Again, I'm not saying it's okay if it harms the child, but I I come from the generation where you was do as you told, not as I do. So do this, but don't worry about me doing the right thing. But then later on, when I become a grown person and I'm trying to live life a certain way and I hold you accountable, oh, no, don't hold me accountable. But you might have did what you did because you thought it was best for me, but you exploited me. I know plenty of parents. I know of some parents, let me say this, that their kids, when they worked in high school, took money from their kids. Ain't no parents' bills, no child's responsibilities. I'm not saying it's right or wrong to say, hey, my light bill $40 short. Hey, son, hey, daughter, I know you just got paid Friday. Let me pay back. I'm not saying nothing's wrong with that. But if we are going to talk about essentially what we're talking about using your kids for a come up, if you didn't have them kids, what would you do? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
when you claim your kids when you claim your kids on your taxes in your home before they turn 18 and they got their own job, ain't that still the same form of using your kids as a come up?
No, not really.
Well, hear me out. Because most black people, we're gonna stick with black people, be so excited when tax time come. Oh, I'm gonna get a new furniture set. I'm gonna do something with I'm tax money coming. Now, legally, you are able to do that, but that denies your child from claiming their taxes. Technically, your child can be exempt, but a lot of people don't know that. They can be exempt as long as they're in high school, and they can be exempt as long as they're in college, and it won't go against them. I just find that out. But technically, the money that you're asking the government to give you for claiming your child is taken away from them. I know because it happened to me as a teenager.
But it also depends on how much that child makes. If they didn't make enough to basically take care of themselves for that year, then it's not beneficial.
It's a certain dollar. It's a certain dollar amount. You're right.
It's a certain dollar amount.
Well, let's just say
have to be able to take care of themselves for that year.
But do you think, Ms. Keita, most parents that claim their kids on their taxes when they work in high school know that dollar amount?
They need to, because it'll go against you.
But do most parents you think know it?
I don't know.
I guarantee
like you said, you probably got some parents out there that don't care and they still gonna claim them regardless. And that when you have made a certain amount, it will affect that child on what they're actually getting back if they want to claim themselves. So it will affect that. But if they haven't and you still, hey, I'm still taking care of you, I don't still took care of you, basically besides you working, yes, I'm claiming you. Yes.
And fine and dandy, right? But she said 8,500, something out that range. But the question was, are they using them as a come up? So even if they did, the point I'm making is my opinion is this. My point is this, actually. You claim your child on your taxes. What are you really doing it for? Because technically a come up, as we say in the Black community, is something that betters you, whether it's to look better excel your finances, it's just to better you. Would you agree with that, Ms. Keita?
Well, I don't feel like filing taxes is a come up, because it's not. You're not really getting that much back in taxes. So that's not really considered a come up. A come up is
It
pushing
can
your
be.
child to do
It could be a catapult for a come up.
No.
A lot of
You
look, a
gonna
lot.
get like you said, you gonna get, oh, I'm gonna get me some new furniture, or I'm gonna get me a car, or I'm gonna make sure my kids got clothes or whatever they didn't get for Christmas. This is gonna be their Christmas, because a lot of people do that too. So but you taking care of them and you just getting this money back. And I see it in not just the Black community, I see it all over. You getting taxes back, you using it for something else that you need, or paying something off that you could have paid off, not actually using it as a come up.
So a come up, you said a car. If you ain't got no car, your car raggedy, you get a new car, that could be a come up depending how you use it. If you actually use it responsibly to save your money, go to work every day, that is a tool that you use to come up.
But you claiming your kids, but see, you gotta, I do taxes. I know how to file taxes. So when you claiming your kids, especially as high schoolers, you're not getting the earned income credit as somebody would that say
Yeah,
elementary.
you got to tolerate
Elementary is pretty much where it starts. So if you really getting your money when you have younger kids, not versus older children that is in school. So even if you are claiming them, you don't get the EIC for them. So you only getting a little bit of whatever. You get that credit, but it's all about your money, what you done made through the year, that's going to help you out. So that's not a come up at all. So that's like saying, I got to pay something else off, because for one, we shouldn't be taxed for it anyway, but that's a whole nother topic. We ain't gonna talk about that. But we shouldn't be doing that anyway. So if the child does have a little bit of money, you could put on there like, yes, have they made enough to take care of themselves? No, they have not. Because if you still coming for me to get stuff, you're not making enough to take care of yourself. You could work and you could get your clothes, you could get your shoes, you could get all the necessities that you need throughout your job, but you're not making enough to be able to take care of yourself, to provide for yourself on your own. You see what I'm saying?
So yes, and I see. I think this is about to jump to something we can have for another
Exactly.
thing on
Just
show.
a snippet of what we already spent.
Yeah,
Exactly.
but now that's the one thing everybody should know about taxes. I just had to tell a coworker. I ain't about to put my business out there what I make, but my coworker went from being a temp to getting hired on.
Mm-hmm.
He was like, "Man, I'm about to do this, that." I said, "Bro, look here, man. Just claim zero." I said, "Just claim zero." I said, "You in a different ballpark now." Man, I'm gonna get. I got this back. Like I said, but you was a temp person. Yeah, you right. My girl said the same thing. Just claim zero. You gonna owe anyway. I said, what rich people do is they pay into it ahead of time, or they and then they get all their receipts and everything. I'll be keeping my receipts. I said, unless you're going to actually take them to your account and have them itemized,
Yeah.
just claim zero.
Mm-hmm.
I tell everybody all the time, I got 4 kids. I don't care if she claimed 2, I claim 2. I don't care how we chop it down.
Yeah.
I claim zero. When it comes to tax return time, I might not, but I claim zero. But that's going back to Miss Reality Checks In.
Yeah. See, I need to talk to you about that too.
Okay.
Because claiming zero is not always the answer. And you gotta make it be beneficial towards you at times, because claiming zero could mess you up in the long run. At the end of the year.
We'll talk that off camera because I done did some stuff.
So yeah, that's a total different topic. But yeah.
I lost
So
my
yeah. But yeah, back to what you're saying. I don't feel like taxes is, like I said, like exploiting our children. They more examples. Social media influencers using your children cute antics to gain followers and lucrative brand deals, using your kids as that. And that's just like, that's one. And like, it's a lady now, and the kid, and they went viral. She has 2 autistic daughters, and she films them. And I said, to me, it's a slap in the face, because it's a lot of autistic children out here, and they don't use them as a social media platform to even talk about them. because people are using them as memes and it's not funny. And she's using the kids and she's gaining followers for this. And they using memes and it's just all over the place. Now they even got like an animation. I seen the animation today going across social media where they got an animation of the whole play out. And I said it's not funny. It's not funny because some people take this really serious about their children being autistic, and then you want to exploit yours, and people are making fun of it. I found out from my girls, and I was like, this is not funny. I don't find nothing funny in this, and I don't even like that situation on what happened with that. Another parents leveraging their children athletic abilities to serve college scholarships with considering their child's own desires. And like I said, that's like pushing your child to compete in talent shows and other competitions excessively to gain recognition. Um, and it's all about at the end of the day, and I understand that. I don't feel like I said, I don't feel like everybody does that for that particular reason. I feel like if they see the potential in their child, they're going to push them harder to be great, to get the things that they want. And if your child is not really interested, don't really care about it, and you forcing them to do some things, then that's different. Another one, Brooke Shields. She was the top model. Everybody loved her back in the 80s. Brooke Shields was very good. Her mother exploited her for financial gain and exploited her in ways where she was even touched by older pervert men. So she was exploited, and yeah, she's rich and famous, but look at the turmoil that came behind that. Look what she had to deal with coming up as a young child, and you in front of these old men and halfway naked, and they making it's a lot. So
Don't forget Macaulay Culkin.
yeah,
His story is horrible.
yeah. So it's a lot that do push that game. I'm not, and that's what I'm saying. I don't feel like I could tell this with some of the athletes that's out here that also have a story behind it, but I just feel like some parents do. They try to do it for a financial gain.
I have a soft spot for kids, and I worked in mental health for adults and children. And I worked at the juvenile center. I'm also a parent. I got 3 girls, 1 boy. And a lot that hearing you say about that woman, it did frustrate me. But I always try to go to a place of understanding to where, I'm not I don't do right or wrong. I do let me try to understand benefit of the doubt from that person's perspective, that type of stuff, whether I say it's okay or not, I try to do that. Again, I said I like it or not or whatever. And in the subject we're talking about is such a thin line. It's such a thin line about the right or wrong aspect and how it affects the child because, being a parent, I'm gonna be honest. If I see something in my child where for most of their life, they just don't like it, but they successful with it. Then later on in life, they see that why their father did it, they're successful, they're rich, but hey, they've been set on their childhood. But hey, if I feel like personally, not the child, not the mother, not the sister or the brother or the auntie or the uncle or the grandparent, if I feel like as a parent that I did what I thought was best for my child, and my child has a better life than I ever could have afforded them. And all my child can say is, well, daddy, you wasn't there, or daddy, you pushed me hard, but then he has everything financially. I'm just keeping it finances. I'm not saying finances is the thing, y'all, but I'm just saying let's keep it there for the point of what I'm trying to make. If financially I know my son is going to do way better than I ever could and live his dreams out and everything, how can I feel bad as a parent? Now, I'm just being devil's advocate right now. I'm not saying I agree with it. But if some therapy can heal some of what he got versus what I could have provided him for and created generational wealth for my family, it's kind of hard to tell that parent the sacrifice that they made while being judged while they made it. I'm gonna say this. It's also an example I use for people who family grew up in the streets. If a child is raised in a family full of criminals, how can you tell them that breaking the law is wrong? Because that's all they know, and that's all they know how to do to survive is by breaking the law.
Mm-hmm.
Now flip that coin. The people that make the laws and are rich, they break the laws. They just know how to work in between them. But because they are in with the people who make the laws and they know the laws, they can say you're wrong for doing what you're doing, trying to be just like them.
Right.
It goes back to the thing I always say. People's perspective is their reality, but it may not be reality. And I'm going to end it on that because, like I said, it's such a thin line. I will never agree with exploiting children to where, especially somebody with mental health issues and all that. And I ain't seen a woman. Just hearing that angered me. It triggered me. I had to collect myself. But I'm nowhere near okay with a parent exploiting their child, especially with a mental illness or physical deformity. You know, my daughter has one, you know, and I will be blatantly honest with you. I know some people signed to Nike. I know some people that's close to Don Staley. And I do want to go to Nike and say, hey, boom, here's my child. She's built like this. Maybe I could take some technology. If y'all can willing to give her $100,000 contract every year to be a sponsor for Nike and give her a job and career to save her from actually going out here in the world. And not only would I build her a sense of confidence, but that could catapult her to doing something, pay for her education. Would I do that as a parent? Hell yeah, I would. Wouldn't care if somebody thought about it. Wouldn't care who thought about what they thought about it.
Yeah.
I just provided my daughter with a lifelong income that I could not provide her with. She ain't got to work for nobody. She physically does not have to tear her body up to create that income. She's getting her education paid for. Heck, knowing Nike, they probably pay for her physical training, her physical and her health benefits. By writing a letter or sitting down having a meeting because of how she was born, technically I am exploiting her. Technically.
But it's a difference though.
I got you on that one. And I agree with you.
Mm-hmm.
But exploitation is exploitation. God looks at sin as sin. He don't govern which is worse or better. And that's how I look at it. But I would do it as a parent. But some people out in this world will say, how could he do that? How could he do that? How could he use his daughter's disability as an advantage? He should just teach her to be strong and know she's beautiful and know she can do it regardless if her hands or feet be looking like that. That's how somebody can feel. And they're right to feel that way. But then they're not there when their daughter has to go through the ills and wills of that.
Yeah.
And work a job that could tear her hands and feet up to leave her disabled to take care of her children when she get old. They don't have to deal with it, but that's their opinion.
Mm-hmm.
So I digress just by saying that thin line. It's that thin line. It's that moral compass. That's people's perception about how they view things. But again, I'm not saying I'm okay with that lady. I'm just making a point to make people think.
Yeah, and I agree with that because you see plenty of documentaries of people that come up in life with deformalities. They have issues or even don't even have legs and stuff. You don't actually see their parents is not exploiting them. You will see maybe a video of them even trying because this is what they want to do, not their parents pushing them to do anything. Them trying. That's like the young lady I just seen. She was in the Olympics and she had the artificial leg. Young lady, she had the artificial leg. I guess they made that little metal thing for her. She had that leg, and this is what she wanted to do. They didn't have to exploit her. This is what she wanted to do. She agreed to do it. And I think I don't know if she was the one that ended up getting like Nike deal or something like that, a shoe brand or whatever. But it's nothing wrong if this is what you choose to do, but to exploit your kids to do for your own gain, that's not right. That's,
Agree.
and like you said, even if you was to write a letter, it's what you did. If she was like, no, this is not what I want to do, then that's a different story. But you are finding something that's going to be beneficial for her for the rest of her life. Now, and if it's something that comes along with that, yeah, you probably be wrong for it. And but other than that, you're not exploiting them in any type of way where people are already looking at her and saying, why is he doing this?
I
So
agree. I totally agree.
yeah, in
Totally
reality,
agree.
exactly. I'm kind of glad because I know when my son was young, because he could be a model, he could be anything. I try to even, and he was full of life, so I try to even do Disney for him. I took him and I was like, okay, let's see if you could even get on Disney because he was good. He was good at being actor. He loved all the Disney shows coming up, but it didn't work out, and I'm kind of glad it didn't because he would be exposed to all everything that was going on. So I'm kind of glad that didn't work out.
I have a similar story. We'll save it for another episode, but it's
Okay.
crazy you said that.
Hmm. Social media is totally out of hand, and I just disagree with that. But yeah, so that's all I have on that. I just just taking the game for your children, trying to it's
I
just
hope
your own come up when it comes to hey he's gonna if you know he's good at it then that's something different. Now my son he loved football. I supported him all the way until he stopped playing. um High school was different, and I believe the coaches and they would put something in your head to make you doubt regardless of whatever your family say. They will put something in your head to make you doubt yourself, and that turned him away from football, which made me mad. um but his goal was always football. He loved football ever since he was 4. I supported my son playing football. My oldest son, he was good. He was very good at pretty much anything. He just didn't never stick with it. But I didn't force him. If I knew that you wasn't going to do it, I prefer for you to go and sit up and say, "Nah, I'm good at it, but nah, I ain't gonna stick with it." And he was pretty much good at everything. He didn't like football. He played tennis. He was good at that. So,
it's funny you brought that up. So a childhood friend of mine, a family who grew up down the street of me on Sharon in Hallville, his son actually is right now in the portal. He's even on Madden, and
mhm,
they're a big sports family, all brothers. Um, Father had him playing football. His cousin moved in the hood. His cousin just got awarded coach of the year here in Indiana. I know the brother. I know the coach of the year. I know the cousin. The cousins, the big cousin older than me. His son, they got a nickname, Big Play McCray. He's right now trying to go into the. He's in the portal. And I was thinking about it as you was talking just now. I was like, how did that young boy feel growing up? His dad and uncles played football, and dad's club, and all that stuff
mhm,
at the gardens and stuff. And did he want to do it? I'm not in their house. Don't know. I don't know nothing. But that young man is successful. Now he's possibly 9 times out of 10 going to the NFL.
mhm,
It's just, and I'm saying, what I'm really speaking from y'all is my heart as a father that didn't have a father.
yeah,
A boy who growing up had potential athletically, sports wise, and never had nobody touch it. Nobody ever taught me how to shoot a basketball, how to dribble, nothing. But physically, I had attributes. And I always used to say, if somebody would just took me and shown me something, or my mother let me play football, she would have signed me up for football. I played school. I wasn't nothing but a piece of slip paper sign, yes, and signing. But I never got to play dad's club and none of that stuff. But I say all that to say somebody who didn't have nobody pushing them versus somebody to have somebody pushing them, especially their father, it's very hard for me to really speak on right or wrong in the aspect of that pressure. But I think I'm good to speak on it, if that makes sense. Mm-hmm. Only in the sense of I can't speak about getting pushed or playing the sport. I can speak on not having it, but observing it from the outside looking in. Everybody who I knew, to be honest, sad to say, who was pushed playing sports, I seen one guy who should have been in the NBA, become a drug dealer, go to jail, and ain't really been nothing since, and ain't seen him since. Been a drug addict. I seen a guy who been pushed to sports and didn't make it to college playing sports. Like everybody who I seen get pushed playing sports didn't materialize, didn't do anything in sports.
Yeah.
Now, this young man who I'm talking about, I seen his father. You know, we weren't best of friends. Grew up down the street. I knew his brother. His brother's my age group. Good guy. Work a job. His son's going to the NFL. I don't know how much he pushed him. Mm-hmm. I just say that to say that as a father, we are quote unquote leaders, we're the kings, or whatever titles y'all want to give us, whatever we're supposed to be. When it comes to managing that, when it comes to doing that, it's a very thin line. It's very hard because we're raising boys. You know, you got to be hard. You got to be tough on them. Then it's do they want to do that? But if they're good at it and I see it, you know, it's so many things that go into it. But I will say this, because as a mother, you said, well, if he don't want to do it, I'm not going to make him do it. Well, guess what? If the boy don't want to take out the damn trash, I'm still going to
that's different. That's totally different.
I'm just saying, like, you know what? To a father, it's not. Mm-hmm. See, to a father, to a man, it's what you're supposed to do. So if you said you want to play football, let's say my son wanted to play soccer. He got a little Mexican friend, live across the street. Boy, don't speak a lick of English. I ain't never heard him speak none. And I don't know how they play because they only talk to each other. They sit there with each other and they have a good time playing a video game. He plays soccer. My son plays soccer. Mm-hmm. I mean, hey, son, you want to play soccer? I'm all for it. I want to put my son in boxing. My son like, I don't want to get hit. I don't want to do it, daddy. But I know what boxing can do for him. Mm-hmm. So do I want to push my son into boxing? Yes, I do. Because I know in the long run what it would do for him. Self-confidence, defend himself. Give him the comment. 50 Cent took boxing. And he's always said that's what gave him. He didn't have his mom. He didn't have his dad. He had his grandparents. Tony Yayo, his guys say 50 didn't have nobody to run to when stuff went down in the neighborhood. He didn't have, you know, he didn't have nobody to run to. When he took boxing, his life changed. So as a father, you take what you know and you try to do the best with it. It's a very thin line. But for a mother, she has a different perspective, respectively. Not saying it's wrong, not saying it's right. I'm not doing that. But for a father, it's very hard to decide that, and that's why you need a two-parent household. Let me throw that in there. It's very hard to decide whether you're doing too much or doing too least, or even though my son don't like this, he need to get his butt up and do this. Aaron Donald, I'm gonna leave it with this. I feel like I've been going too long. Aaron Donald just retired after 10 years of football, going down as one of the greatest, if not the greatest linebackers ever to play the game. He said his daddy got him up every day at 3, 4 in the morning. They worked out at home. They went to school, worked out at school, did drills. He talks about it. My daddy's an alpha man. He made me an alpha man. Highly respected among his peers. One of the greatest of all time. He ain't never talked about nothing. Now, if we was having the same conversation right now about that boy and his father doing that, I guarantee, even myself at one point could probably be like, man, that's a little too early, man. God damn, 3, 4 in the morning.
No, I've heard that before. Didn't Michael Jordan do that too? Michael Jordan did it.
Michael Jordan's father didn't. He woke him up early, but it was just an hour before school. And when he came home, he played his brother. His brother actually, Michael Jordan's story was his brother was the better basketball player, and his father poured into his brother. Mm-hmm. And that channel to Michael to be better than his brother.
Mm-hmm.
But when they seen Michael was getting good, his father started a little bit before school, and then he came home and played with his brother, and he started kind of help, But it was really his older brother. And his older brother, Michael Jordan, is what on record say his older brother's still better than him. But as a father, though, his father seen who was better and poured into him. And it made the second. And that's kind of what I was getting at earlier. And I guess maybe I think I communicated it well, but I think now with the conversation going the way it did is maybe it's more understandable what I was trying to say. I'm no for against exploiting like that woman's doing. That got me fired up. But in all reality, to me as a father, the way I have to think to raise my son or raise my kids, and even in the aspect we're talking, exploitation is exploitation. I can't say, well, this ain't that type of, and this, I can't do that. I have to say, you know what? I have to accept because I'm the head of the household. I have to accept if I'm going to exploit, then we're going to do it like this. Point period blank. Is explaining. I'm not saying men are God and I know it goes God and then man and woman, all that. But what I'm saying is the mindset we have to have is we have to look at it like this because we can't waver. But the moment we waver, oh, that woman looking like what the heck wrong with you? Because we the lead, we the strength, we the foundation. So we can't look at it as it's okay to exploit this way if it's because of it. We can't do that. We have to look at it as exploitation, and this is what we're going to use it as. And if we're going to do it, then we're going to use it for this reason. And we're going to do it like this because, okay, I'm not going to forsake my child, but I might have to just a little bit. But the outcome is better. We have to look at it like that. Now, you bring the mother in, do your job, nurture. Baby, don't go so hard on him. Ooh. You went hard yesterday, give him a break today. That's where the balance comes in.
That's true. I get that. So, but what if you got a child that basically don't want to do it and you pushing them to, and they don't give out they all. So what you going to do then?
As a father,
you going to be Joe Jackson?
Let me sit my back up straight.
You going to be Joe Jackson?
Mama, you trust me, right? I'm gonna need you to go in another room real quick. I gotta talk to this young man. And you let me be a man, and you let that boy be a boy. That's when your nurturing gotta go. You trust that man. That's the best answer I can give. Because right now, my son is 12 years old, just turned 12, November 25th. And when it comes to that boy, and yeah, I'm not no chauvinistic pig or nothing like that, but when it comes to my son, I don't play. Hey, come to me. Anything go to that boy's growth as far as sports, anything about him being a man, you come to me. Period. I ain't had no daddy. I grew up in a house full of women. Firstborn grandson, women all above me. You come to me about that boy when it comes to being a man. And I'm sorry if you don't like it. I don't care if you don't like it. Guess what? I can't tell my daughter about a period, can I? I can't talk to my daughter about when her boobs get big, can I? Don't talk to me about that boy. But what you can do is you can nurture that boy. What you can do is say, I know that's your daddy, and you love your daddy, but I'm going to hug you, I'm going to hold you, but you don't talk against daddy, but you let him know I got you, and daddy means you well. Now, I mean, I'm beating his ass. I don't know. Beep. I don't know how the algorithm go. But I'm not saying you beat the boy. I'm just saying when a man got to be a man to a son, a boy, it's gonna come time for that. Even Mufasa in Lion King, what's the daddy name? James Earl Jones. Simba. Yeah, it was Mufasa and Simba.
Yeah. Mufasa was the daddy.
Mufasa was a daddy. He said, everything you see in the light, hey, that's us. Well, what about that dark area? That we don't go there. He didn't get no explanation. He said, we don't go there. That's the high. I don't even think he said that thing. We don't go there. That's it. That's all you need to know.
Yeah.
Now, Mama would have been like, well, you don't go there because the hyenas, that's their territory, and they'll eat you up. Nah, you don't. All you need to know is you don't go there. Respect their space, son. All you need to know is don't go there.
Mm-hmm.
When I grew up,
He didn't listen. He
he
went there.
didn't listen. My point is, he didn't listen. And what the heck happened? His daddy died.
Well, his daddy saved him, but that was because of the brother fault, though. You know, that was a setup.
But guess what? If he never
Sure.
went there,
Yeah, but curious minds, you know,
guess what?
he can use
That's
it.
why daddy got to be. Charleston White said it best, and I'm happy he did say this. I ain't gonna lie. I don't agree with everything that man say, but he be dropping some gems. He be sitting hearing stuff that men need to hear. I don't even dang what women think. He be saying stuff. He said, "Daddy ain't liked. Daddy is the authority figure in the house. He don't want to lay down the law. Daddy is nobody likes the authority figure. Nobody like the police. Nobody like the feds. Nobody like the army. Nobody likes the person that comes in and say this is how things should be.
Mm-hmm.
Don't nobody like Daddy. But when Daddy gone, that's when Daddy get his respect.
Yeah.
Period. Period. Oh, he was such a good man. Them boys, they wouldn't be nowhere without him. He was so hard on them, but look at him now.
Mm-hmm.
It's just the truth.
No,
But
I
it
get what you
serves.
say,
That's why we need both parents in the household. We've had that conversation.
and that's what it should be at the end
She
of the
said,
day.
"Come on, analogy with line."
Mm-hmm.
Pick me.
Yeah.
No, in all serious though, I'm sorry, y'all. I get real passionate when it comes to raising these boys. I mean, shoot, I didn't grow up boys wearing pink. And I know the internet's gonna see this. I'm not no a closed-minded person. I'm not against none of the alphabet communities. I have gay. I don't even say that because that sounds so taboo, but I do have gay friends and all that stuff. But when it comes to masculinity, it's something that's dying right now. And I'm talking about real man. I dance. I still like to dance and two-step and all that. And I used to be the guy still in the club, but everything is feminine now for a man to do. And so when it comes to raising these men, I get very passionate. And like I said, this thin line of coming up off your kids, it's very hard for us. And that's really what I'm stressing. It's hard for us.
Yeah.
I had a kid. I had a dude whose older brother. I used to live on 5010 Hillside between the ages of 16 years. His older brother, both these dudes was tall and skinny. And when I say tall, we 6 years old. This dude probably like 5'9", 5'8". His brother like 6'5", 5'11", 5'10".
Mm-hmm.
He was a male cheerleader. His brother was the man to me. Cool as all get out. But how do you think I viewed that coming from men who was like, man, we don't cheerlead. Right.
Yeah.
But exactly. I'm like, hey, brother, cool.
Mm-hmm.
So all I'm saying is it's just a thin line. And I hope a lot of women who got sons who got the fathers in their lives, even if they don't, kind of gravitate to what I'm saying just to help them understand and try to help them learn how to watch that line and still let a man be a man.
Let a man be a man. And even if the father is not in the household, it still need to be that what is it called? Co-parenting.
Co-parenting.
It still needs to be that co-parenting with both parents, and it still need to be the same whether the father's in the household or if he's not. It still need to have that still balance with the father and what he say goes, you know. So it still needs to be that. Part of the problem is women that celebrate men being outside of themselves accountability.
Whoa, what did I just do?
It's kind of, yeah, you're right. It needs to be accountability. Most definitely.
You just said something that I was waiting for you to stop talking just so I can speak on to give my ex-wife props. The one thing I give my ex-wife is when they do come to our kids, hey, what I say in a sense goes. It's not no like, oh, I say they wear boot socks, they're gonna wear boot socks. It's not that. But when it comes to my kids, and I'm basically putting my foot down, she'll go, okay, y'all, your daddy said, and we don't live in the same home. We're not together, none of that.
Yeah.
But respectfully, you know, she does that. And I do appreciate that highly. I really do. My baby mama, she did the same thing. The one thing I love to say before she died, my daughter hated when we was on the same accord.
Mm-hmm.
It is so powerful when parents are on the same accord, especially for our Black kids. It's so beautiful. And ladies, I'm sorry that a lot of times, you know, I'm not directing this towards nobody or nothing, but I'm sorry that y'all don't have that. It will make it so much easier for y'all. I know that's what y'all want and what y'all yearn. I'm not saying it's your fault. I'm not saying it's his, but it is a beautiful thing when a woman is able to trust in that man's fatherhood and his leadership to say, well, your daddy said, because really that's all y'all want to do in a damn way. You want to take the weight off of y'all. Did I go there? That's another conversation.
Yeah.
But hey, I just want to give my ex-wife props. She do that. She do say, you know, your daddy said da 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 da. And he said he gonna do this, da 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 da. She does. I give her that. It's never been no different when we were together. It was the same way when we separated. Hey, they know her house is her house. They know my house is my house. But if I call and say, hey, this, and respectfully, I explain myself, fellas, whoever may hear this. I explain why I'm saying what I'm doing and why I'm saying and doing what I'm saying. But nah, I gotta say that because it'd be some man. I ain't saying nothing. Man, get that buzz.
Yep, teamwork. That's what it takes.
It's
Teamwork.
You gotta respect her, and she gotta respect you. It's okay to be the man.
Yeah, I mean, and we need that. We need that.
The man
If
needs to show
it
more
was still
respect
like
to
that,
women in my eyes. I mean, we built on respect.
yeah. If it was like that now to this day, I bet you half of these kids wouldn't be out of control like they are now.
Don't get me started.
Unless they got some ignorant parents, but that's a total different topic too. But yeah, that is so true. Okay.
What
Well,
you got to say, Miss Reality checks in? She the only one been Miss Love. I don't know about Miss Love. Miss Love, what you got to say? What the guests got to say? They finally typing in this episode. Somebody clicking. Come on, click, 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 click.
okay, she said teamwork.
I mean, that was it though. I ain't gonna lie.
Mm-hmm.
She said, I agree. That's all it is teamwork. And I feel like I don't know, that's another conversation for another dang on episode. Y'all done got me fired up.
Yep. Okay, so let me see. Women that have got to stop celebrating. What I was referring to. Yeah. Yeah, I got what you were saying. Yeah, I most definitely got what you were saying. When it came to that. Mm-hmm. They do. They need to be accountable for that.
That made me want to next episode I want to invite my friend Robert. He's gay. I want to invite him. I talked to you off camera. I just thought of a good episode for next episode. Don't be laughing at me.
Not the pinky.
All right. You know, I'm sophisticated. We didn't even feature my drink for the night. We've got, you know, good cognac. You know, not no Hennessy. Little bougie right here.
Yeah, he always got a drink for you.
Little bougie. You know, I am Mr. Pick Me. I can pick your wine. Did you know cognac is in the family of wines? It's the highest form of champagne.
Yes, he was. Yes, he was. Most definitely. He was.
I applied. Miss Love, if this makes you feel any better, I just had this conversation with my sister. Whenever I hear men talk about how their daddies wasn't nothing, but their daddies was in their lives to some extent, I always tell them, you can't tell me that because my daddy wasn't in my life, period.
Mm-hmm.
So you learn something from your daddy just from him being in your life, whether it's to do what he did, whether to not do what he did, whether to be better than him, whether to not be better than him. But I didn't have a blueprint, period. So I'm only telling you that to say, I don't know the circumstances why he passed, but from what you typed, it looks like he did his job well enough to where you speaking on it.
Yeah. He was awesome.
That's why I had to apply.
Yeah.
I appreciate any man that steps up to be a father. I was a boy who at 6 years old was saying I wanted to be a dad. I did not want to be a firefighter. I didn't want to be a cop. I didn't want to play basketball. I didn't want to play football or baseball. I wanted to be a father. And I became that. So it bothers me when I hear men talk down on their fathers because I didn't have one and I had that mindset then.
That's true.
That's all.
That's true. I mean, everybody has a story. The ones that probably was there that they felt like wasn't. Everybody has a story, but like you said, I like what you just said. You don't even have nothing to base it off of because he wasn't even there. So I like that. But we don't get way off topic. Okay, so this includes our night. Everybody, thanks for tuning in today. Thank you all for showing up. Thank you for your comments. Thanks, Reality Checks. Thanks, Miss Love. Everyone that please came in, please hit the like button, share the video out. Subscribe if you're not a subscriber. Thank you, Mr. Island, for tuning in with me today. We had a great topic. Hopefully, we get more information about Mr. Thompson on him being unalive. And if anybody have anything to say or to even add to this, if y'all go back and look at the video, please do leave it in the comment section. That'll be great. Let me see. Glad you remember your kid to your kids. They appreciate it more than you know. Yeah. Yep.
Thank you.
They do. Some kids feel like they don't want discipline, but at the end of the day, they do. Most definitely. But yeah, so thanks for just tuning in again, everybody. Enjoy your night. It's going on 10. Enjoy your night. Happy Tuesday. We'll see you at 8 o'clock. Thank you all again. Have a good one.